I think in your last answer, you said, let's not go there, but I'm just reading out the questions. What is Tantric Buddhism? Is it compatible with Western culture today? Tantric Buddhism.
Can you repeat that again?
I can. What is Tantric Buddhism? Is it compatible with Western culture today?
Okay. This is an important question again. Again, I would be careful using the word Western, as I said earlier, because, you know, many Chinese and many Indians are much more Westerner than New Zealanders, especially New Zealanders and Australians. I'm sort of partially teasing you guys, but it's partially true. I will be a little bit provocative, okay? So just so that you can also think. I think it's important to always contemplate. I think critical thinking, analytical thinking, and quest for objectivity, this is good. This is something that we should tap into, I think. And the question is whether Tantric Buddhism is compatible, right? Simon? Simon? Yes. Compatible to the Western mind. Yeah, this is good. Western culture, yeah. I actually don't really know what is Western culture, but I think, okay, let's single out something. The individualism. This is something that we need to contemplate. If individualism is so important, forget Tantric Buddhism. Even the Sharvakayana Buddhism, Mahayana Buddhism, it's a crime, actually. I would use the strong word. Because the whole core of Buddhism is that individual self is an illusion. So cherishing and pampering and, I don't know, coddling of this individual being is a complete opposite from anything to do with any Buddhism, let alone Tantric Buddhism. And Tantric Buddhism, forget it, forget it. The whole point of Buddhism is it actually deconstruct this safety, whatever, measure, you know, padding, all that. So this is something that I think, especially people who are wanting to enter into Buddhism in general, and especially Tantric Buddhism, have to be really, be conscious of. It's one thing to hike rolling English hills. You know, it's fun and it's maybe nothing too much can go wrong. But it's another matter if you want to climb Everest. There you need another preparation. But this is your individual choice. No one, of course, who can force you to do this? But if you are going to do it, then definitely, okay, let's say you want to climb Mount Everest. You should even check whether the map that you have been given is even, you know, updated or not, or expired or not, who actually drew it, who actually printed it. And the guide that you are about to hire, or going to go with, whether this guide is trustable or not, who knows? Even minute details like whether this guide has any schizophrenia problem. You know, halfway the Mount Everest, if the guide changes the mind or something, what will you do? All this you need to analyze, and you have to take this full opportunity to analyze. But anyway, not just Tantric Buddhism, just generally Buddhism is so, because the statement of the Buddha, Rangi Gönji Sheni Suji Gondoju, you are your own master. Who else can be your master? This is a very, very important. Yes, because the Buddhists believe that this you self, clinging to this self, is a fundamental problem, right? Actually, I need to define this. Clinging to the self, or cherishing the self, not too bad, okay? Worse is very notion that there is a truly existing self. That's worse. Because that actually is the fundamental. Cherishing, you know, this kind of vanity or this kind of self-worshipping, that comes later. But the very idea that there is a self, but this is not easy to defeat, not at all. As illusory as it may be, as it's really difficult and not that easy to defeat this one. And Buddhism in general is to really deconstruct the notion of self. So I don't know whether all Buddhists are compatible in one way. Something to think about. But as I said, one could always use the power of analysis, critical thinking, contemplation, which the West has so much tradition. And I think that will always really be a big support. Okay, maybe like 2 more questions and then probably people are tired.